Seriously on Balls.
And Steve Peralta is in studio with us for Wellness Wise. How are you, Steve?
Yes, I'm good, thanks. How you doing?
Good. What are we talking about today?
I thought I'd just give a little brief rundown of my upcoming talk that I'm doing on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday at the Techno Gym Wellness Center.
Okay.
So I thought I'd give a little taste of what I'm going to be chatting about.
All right. And this Techno Gym Wellness Center, where's that?
So it's at Design Quarter. It's going to be from 7 o'clock in the evening. It'll be an hour long. It's 100 Rand. And if you do want to book, the email address is Wade, that's WAYDE, at pentanet.co.za.
Okay, we'll remind people
I'll
of
remind
that
you again, yeah.
later. So what will you be chatting about?
Cool. So the topic's going to be primal eating in the modern world. So, yeah.
Primal eating in the modern world. So I'm guessing that's reverting back without all the preservatives, without all the, I don't know, sauces and stuff that we like to add.
That's close. It's sort of the, well, now I'm sort of giving it away, but it's sort of the hook to get people to come there, because this whole paleo thing's pretty big at the moment, but it's a lot more than that, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fire away.
Cool. So the term primal, and people obviously use that interchangeably with the word paleo, and as I said, paleo is a huge movement at the moment. For me, the paleo thing's great, and there's some good aspects to it. However, I think it's incomplete, and that's what I try and address in this talk. So for me, primal, if you look up in the dictionary, the first definition is essential or fundamental. So that's sort of what I'm basing this talk on, the essential fundamental principles for optimal vitality through eating.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, what's your advice?
What are they? Yeah. So paleo does the whole eat food that we ate over sort of the past, millennia up until 10,000 years ago, which was pretty sound advice. However, not everyone was necessarily eating the same things because of the polar climates. Now, for example, Eskimos eat 90% protein and fat, whereas, say, people in the Sahara or, near the equator would eat far more carbohydrates, and it's due to what's available or what has been available. And genetically, your body becomes used to those foods and then thrives on those foods. So, essentially, not one sort of eating approach will suit everyone, and this is what I'm going to be chatting about.
Okay.
The essence of what it's about is listening to your body. There's a starting point you can use, which is metabolic typing, which I'll go into in depth during the talk, but that's where you can figure out a general baseline for your macronutrient ratios. Now, it depends on your genetics and so on, but obviously we have a lot of mixed genetics. So we work it out based on our sort of energetic system, finding out which one's dominant, et cetera, et cetera, et
To
cetera.
assess your metabolism, so you know what food to eat according to your metabolism.
So yes and no. So metabolism, our endocrine system, the way we convert carbohydrates to energy in our body, various things. But we can, in a simplistic sense, we can just figure out whether you are more protein dominant, if more protein will suit you, or more carbs, or in the middle. And then I'll teach people how to actually listen to their body. So to know what signs are meaning you're having too many carbs, which signs meaning you're having too much protein. And eventually you come to sort of your own understanding of where you should be at.
Okay.
And I think there's a definite need for it, because obviously, if you look at the statistics, people are getting sicker,
Bigger.
less, more tired, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure.
And also there's so many different diets out there that people get a bit confused as to what is actually the right thing to follow. And the truth is, it depends on your own biochemical individuality.
So the paleo diet just kind of is a very broad
Pretty
generalization, and you saying that actually you've got to look at who you are and your makeup before you decide.
Sure. So where paleo is right is that they exclude processed food, et cetera, et cetera. That's going to make anyone sick and fat and unhealthy, definitely.
Okay.
So across the board, you want to limit processed food. You want to eat organic food, and you can source it here in South Africa, like I've said before. Then you also need to realize that if you're an unhealthy person due to other lifestyle factors, and you're putting in healthy food in your body, it won't necessarily have the effect that it could have. Because if your digestion's not working, you're not actually going to assimilate what's in the food. It's almost like you are what you digest, not you are what you eat. So in other words, I want to go into the full lifestyle stuff, explaining how to get to an optimal balance, optimal health, so that the food you eat actually has a positive effect on you as well.
And does the job that it should do.
Totally.
Okay, all right. So that's next week, Wednesday evening.
Yes.
And just give us the details again. Where
Okay,
is
so
that?
it's 7 o'clock. It's at Design Quarter at the Techno Gym Wellness Center. So you can email Wade, WAYDE, at Pentanet, so PENTANET.co.za.
Okay.
And he'll do all the bookings, etc.
Or of course go into.
Or you can just you can find me on Facebook and just let me know.
Or Twitter and let you know.
Twitter.
Okay, and now I'm looking forward to your gig this weekend on Sunday. You're going to be performing at Fillet in Douglasdale.
Yeah.
And that's 3 to 6 p.m. Is
That's
that right?
3 to 6.
Okay, so I'm going to have a table there with my friends. Bring along a table of people. Maybe you can have a nice little kind of like balls section.
Exactly. I'm doing quite a few covers as well as my own stuff, and you can just arrive, or you can book. Again, you can do it through me if you need to.
All right, and they're just going to have the normal restaurant menu out.
I think it's actually a tapas menu.
Order from the bar, and nothing formal. Just kind of a nice Sunday afternoon of chilled music. Sounds nice.
The Hayley O Show. Every Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Only on balls.co.za.